You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome. Welcome back to another TADPOG podcast.
Welcome to our heightened reality
Yeah.
that you're part of by listening to this.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was trying really hard for not to be hot in here when we got here. That's been on for like an hour.
It's not too bad.
It's not.
in here.
It's manageable.
And
It'll
it'll
cool
get
off.
cooler,
It'll
yeah.
cool off.
I did take my socks off, so that helps.
I took my underwear off,
Hey, there you go.
so that helps.
I wish I'd have thought of that.
It's not too late.
It's always taking my underwear off is always like on the table, but then I'm like, man, I do maybe want to rewear these shorts
this is-
before
it is
I
a
have to
windy-
wash them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was on Reddit earlier today, and someone posted a thread or something about what do you wear if, like, what's your nudity level at home? And a lot of people weighed in and were like, it's just me and my wife, so, or my partner or whatever, so we're mostly naked all the time. But we have a
good
rule.
stuff.
No sitting on the couch without
It's
a
like
blanket.
Seinfeld style.
No bare buttholes on couches. That was a really common theme throughout the
Interesting.
thread.
That seems like, I don't know. I'm surprised. I get it. I understand.
I do
why,
too. I would
but
probably
at the same
wanna be the
time, I
same
mean, it's
way.
like you touch it, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's just in consideration for anyone else that might come over at some point.
Maybe.
But I always assume that bare buttholes have been on people's
I
couches
assume
anyway.
all the people who have lived there, most of their juices have been on their furniture.
Right.
at some point in
Yeah.
time.
If you ever buy
Yeah,
like a
that's a good
used
assumption.
couch, just keep the black light turned off. Assume that you clean it the best you can and just hope for the best.
Every couch I've ever owned has been used,
Yeah. So
and I'm like middle aged, so
And
that says something.
yeah.
Mine too, and it will always be like that.
Yeah, I mean,
can never envision buying brand new furniture. from a
I
furniture
can,
store.
but it involves having zero pets. Like that is
Yeah.
the only circumstance, because I've thought about it
and
a
Henry
couple
has
of
moved
years
out.
ago. No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's cool. He's not gonna tear up the furniture, but like
My
the
kids will spill shit all over. it.
the
Same.
like the dog, and especially the dog and the cats will tear. I mean, they tear the furniture up.
We don't have any trouble with that. We have once in the 32 years that we've been together, for the better part of 32 years, we have bought one brand new couch and chair. Neither of which we had. You were on that couch, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
the couch
Okay,
that's in
that
my
couch.
office. We
Yeah.
bought that one new, but it's so big. We opted to find other furniture for the living room, which turned out to be used furniture that we got really cheap as we pieced it out, went to like different places and found kind of eclectic pieces to put in the
Fraser style.
Fraser style,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'll never buy another new couch and chair kind of thing again, because everything that you can buy today is either ridiculously expensive or super ugly.
Or even like not made well.
Or
too,
not made
'cause,
well.
I mean, it's like Nikki and I ordered like a new bed frame because we're having a hard time finding like just a headboard. We like the bed frame we have. It's tall. It's good for a lot of
Right.
things, and we just want a headboard. And
Yeah.
it's like most of them come with a frame, and it's like so we got one. We ordered one. Well, never. I don't. She's found some others online. It's like I don't think I ever want to order another thing like this online. I want to see it.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you definitely want to have like in front of you so you know.
It was like the frame came up like 6 inches off of the ground, and it had like so many legs. You know how like a bed
Yes.
frame normally has like
Yes.
2 legs? This one had like 18. So like just constantly, both of us constantly stubbing our toes on those legs.
Yeah.
And it was like, we got to return this. We gotta definitely get in touch with this retailer and send it back.
For the longest time, we had a bed frame that was one of our friends had given us just because they were getting rid of it, and we happened to see whatever on Facebook, and so we went and got it. And it was great, but at some point it just didn't fit like the style of the room at the time. You know, Tony likes to rearrange and decorate and things. So we repurposed it. I like got a nail gun and we like put shiplap on it and painted it and stuff, and that worked really well. Like repurposing it, and then I reinforced it. You know, made it stronger in places where I felt like it was not sturdy enough and things like that. But then we bought a new mattress, and when we bought the mattress, it had a deal that we got basically a really well discounted frame and headboard that came with the mattress, and we got lucky on that one, except for the one part, which is the toe stubbing.
Man.
There's a piece that comes down right in the middle on either side of the bed, and we've had this bed now for like 8 months, and I still hit my foot on that at least once a week.
Man,
so yeah,
so we've determined through the process of elimination in this conversation, mattresses are not furniture. They don't count as furniture because you said you got a new mattress.
We did get a new.
I've had a new mattress before. So when I was making the statement saying I've never owned new furniture, mattress was like
mattress is not.
That's like a big pillow.
That's a big pillow.
Furniture's hard.
Furniture is hard.
Yeah.
Fact number one.
Soft.
Let's pull out the whiteboard and
Soft
start writing these down. One. Furniture is hard.
Soft furniture, not exist.
Not furniture. Yeah.
My advice is to go to secondhand stores and like the Shed here in town. You can.
No, fuck the Shed.
Well, unless you're Tyler, and unless you're trying to buy a steam cooker, the Shed sometimes has good stuff that's priced reasonably. You know, so you're not. We bought 2 chairs for the living room. One like a straight back, sort of like easy chair for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like recline or anything. It's just a chair. I don't dig on a recliner. I just don't.
Man, if we had room for one, I'd be down.
But that couch that I have in my office is a dual recliner. But I never,
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah, it's
never
up against
used
the
it.
wall, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so there's in my office there's no room to
Yeah.
recline it, so I don't even have it plugged in because it's power.
Oh,
a power recliner. But anyway,
like a fancy.
and then we bought that. Yeah, like first class all the way, baby. We bought those 2 chairs, and I happened to find a chair for her at a consignment store on a day where they were like, if you pay cash, you get 60% off the asking price.
Yeah, it's great.
And so I ended up getting her the chair for her for like $40, which is normally like $100 is what they were asking. And then we bought a couch at the Shed. So, but all in, we only paid about $400 total. The couch was kind of pricey, but we only paid about $400 total, and versus the couch that's in my office and the chair that is now in my grandson's bedroom, which was like $1,500, $1,600 after it was all said and done.
That
So
sounds about right for new
it's
furniture.
too much. It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't like shopping for furniture. I don't like shopping. Period. I really, really don't like shopping for furniture. That's
Me
why,
neither.
we have never had a headboard. Never. We have. Well, I take it back. We did have that headboard that we ordered for like. We had that one for like 3 days. We were both like, nope, not gonna work.
Well, you had a headboard. It was called the wall of your bedroom.
Yeah.
right?
Well, I've had that one for a really long time. Yeah.
You could get the opposite end of the spectrum, which Nicole Nance of Tadpog Sweethearts fame exclusively buys new furniture. Does not buy, only buys new furniture.
Is it because of the stains?
I
Is
have
it
no
because
idea.
of
She
the?
just said that's just how our family does it. I was like, okay, more power to you.
All right.
Can't wrap my head around it.
Might be. Oh, is her family did it? I didn't realize that. I was gonna say it might have something to do with the interior design angle. She might just like
She might just like new
furniture.
furniture.
I mean, I kind of get that. Where it's like I like computers.
Yeah,
And it's like
gaming
And it's
consoles.
like I've never
yeah.
bought a used computer, and I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I probably wouldn't. I mean, it'd probably be one of
I'd
those. where
buy
it's like-
new.
Yeah.
I'd buy new. Like the computer I bought this week that comes in handheld form.
You got the Steam Deck?
I bought a Steam Deck.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I sold my Switch to a friend at work, and I determined her to be trustworthy, so I also sold her my account, my Nintendo account.
I won't tell Nintendo.
Shit, I should cut that out.
They're starving
They're
for everyone
listening.
pirating their software. So
Have you seen the guy who's having to pay for the rest of his life?
yes,
I
The
did see
literal
that.
rest of his life?
Yes.
Because, God,
Yeah,
fucking-
because of the ROMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. So I wasn't going to do it this way, but if someone that I knew and kind of trusted came along, I was going to offer them the option to buy my account so I could just kind of be all in with being out from this particular system, this ecosystem. And not that I have anything against it, but I got to narrow my focus here, and I feel like the Steam Deck is going to give me a little bit more versatility than the
Infinitely
Switch.
more, I would say.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I sold it. I was selling this thing, and I've got to take it down off of the Discord actually. But I was selling this thing for not. It was a practically brand new Switch OLED with 2 docks and
A Pro controller, right?
Pro controller, all the bells and whistles, and it was in mint condition. So she bought it, all the fixins. She bought it, and I was like, I have an account that I will be more than happy to transfer and change over to your name. So I removed all like my payment information and stopped the auto renew on subscriptions and stuff.
Just loaded it up
And
with all the hentai games they have
everything.
on the shop, all of them.
She's like, well, what games do you have? And I told her. I mean, I didn't even. I probably got in that library $1,000
Yeah.
maybe not quite 1,000, but close. Within $750 to $1,000 worth of games that I've purchased digitally over the years since the Switch came out. And she made me an offer on the account. She's like, I'll pay you for that. And she made me an offer, and I was like, all right, I'll take it. So we switched it over, and I got the money, and it was more than enough to cover the cost of the Steam Deck.
that's
So
great.
I'll be having. By the time this airs, I hope I have it. But yeah, I'm getting back. I'm going full Steam.
I think, nice.
Yeah, that's right.
I think you'll be very, very happy with it.
I've
Yeah,
heard
man.
great things, especially like from you, Dave. You mention it a lot when you say I played it on the Steam Deck or I did and I'm thinking, that has a place in my life. If that kind of versatility has a place in my life.
it's handy, and I don't even like go to the extent that like most people have,
Right.
where it's like I haven't installed Windows on it. Plenty of people have done that. Lots of people have installed things on there that I haven't.
Right.
I've been pretty like right out of the
How it
can,
came.
kind of like except for like adding a few things like emulators and stuff.
I'm probably gonna
and those
do that
ROMs I got
for
from that
sure.
guy who's paying Nintendo for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's cool. I like
I'll
mine.
obviously let everyone know as soon as hopefully I'll have it in my hands by the time we talk again, and I'll let you know how it worked out for me.
I've been playing. I finally got the. Speaking of the Steam Deck, I finally got the Cuphead DLC. I loved Cuphead. I meant to get the delicious last course when it came out, but I can't remember what was going on. Something was going on where it was like, I didn't have time to play it or whatever. And then the Steam sale happened. That's a thing that happened, and so it kind of popped up on my radar, and I was like, shit, I never bought that and played that, so I got it. I've been playing that on the Steam Deck. I like it a lot. It's more Cuphead,
Right.
which I liked. At first, I was like, I went into it with like a real, like, I guess, suspicious kind of attitude where it's like, I don't know, does this really have the same kind of like feel to it? Is it still like, does it still have the soul of Cuphead? And it does. It was just one of those things where it was like, because it's Cuphead was so different when I first played it. It was so different than anything else I'd ever played. And this is just more of that. So it didn't have that same impact where it was like, oh my God, I'm playing a cartoon. It was
Right.
like, that was already baseline where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm playing a cartoon. Okay. But yeah, it's cool. They got like some, I don't know, have you guys played it?
I played
I watched
Cuphead,
Sharktail
but
play
not
it.
You
not
watched Sharktail
the not
play
the DLC, not the new.
It's got some really cool levels going on. Like there's one where I'm not all the way through it. I'm maybe like halfway through it or whatever, but like I'm playing it very casually. Not very like different from when I originally played Cuphead, because that was like one of the earliest games that I streamed. And not really one of the earliest, but I streamed all of Cuphead. And that was fun doing it that way. But like that was an instance where it's like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play Cuphead for 3 hours, and then tomorrow I'm going to play Cuphead for 3 hours, and then then it was done, kind of deal. This has been very, especially since I'm playing on the Steam Deck, it's like, all right, I'm going to play this level. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, going to set it down. And then like later that night, come back, resume, and then start playing that level again. So I've been playing it in a really different kind of way. And it's still, I mean, I feel like that, for me, that like is way better now, you know?
Right.
But there's like so many cool things. Like there's a level on there where it's like they still have like the airplane flying levels and stuff where you turn into like a ship or something. But you complete one of those and then you immediately go to an airplane hangar, and I'm like, what the fuck? You're gonna make me do 2 of these in a row? I like those, okay, but I prefer the run and gun boss battles better. And I'm like, damn it, okay, I guess I got to do another one of these. And then it turns out, no, you don't. It's a run and gun, but you're standing on like the top of the biplane, and so it's
with the wolf.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
all the
Dog world,
dogs,
yeah.
And it because it's like it's a 3-phase fight where it's like there's this bulldog and like he's shooting at you in a plane. He's up top of the screen and you're down at the bottom. And as you move to the right of the biplane, you can fall off of it.
Oh shit.
Off of the wing, but if you just stay on the right side, the pilot will start moving the plane whatever direction you're standing on.
Oh, so it's kind of your way of controlling.
Yeah, so you can
Oh,
control.
neat.
It's like a platform that you can control.
I've got that game. May have to pick up that DLC before the summer sale ends.
I mean, I like it a lot. If
Yeah.
you liked Cuphead,
I did. I didn't play through it as much as like as far as I wanted to, but I may.
big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. It's
Cool.
good. I'm looking forward to getting through it.
That last phase where the controls invert.
Yeah, all of
Like,
a sudden
that's where I was like, this is where I would be like, can't do it.
It's not
Can't
that
do it.
it's not that bad because the first time that happened, because what does happen in the third phase after you beat that bulldog flying the plane, like his pups like explode out of the plane and you have to fight them. They're really easy. That whole phase is just to farm the parries. You know, you can parry like pink items to fill up your cards, and when you
Yeah.
have enough cards, you have a special. I swear, that's all those dudes are there for, those little puppies, is to fill up your gauge so that the moment the final phase shows up, you just launch the nuke, and then you just have to survive for a little bit. Because Tyler's right. The stage rotates 90 degrees.
Oh god.
Yeah. So it's
no.
like left is still left, but you go down on the screen because it's rotated. So yeah, the first time that happened, it was immediate death. But that's just the way Cuphead
Yeah.
for me is, because
Yeah.
it's like learning the boss is like every phase is like it's an immediate death when you get to the
next phase, yeah.
It's cool, man. So it's nice to go back to that.
It looked fun, and Kenna always wants me to play it. But I'm
Yeah.
just bad at it.
I remember you talking about it.
I'm not good at it either,
Oh,
and
man.
I don't get like frustrated with it. I just become really self-aware. Like I
Yeah, I
am
get
not
that.
capable of doing this right now. I'm going to walk away, and
Yeah,
then I'll
yeah.
stay away and I'll forget about it. Then I'll get back to it. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember what the fuck I was doing," and I'm still not any better. It just takes me a lot longer, I guess, to pick up on it.
Right now, in your statement, right now, I think is the operative phrase, because I do feel like Cuphead's kind of one of those games where because of its reputation, and it is a difficult game.
It is hard.
I mean, it is challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's one of those games that kind of has that reputation that kind of worms its way in to like your confidence.
Sure.
Because that's
Yeah.
how like all those Dark Souls games are for me. And I
Oh,
think those
yeah.
are difficult games, but I mean they have such a I've never finished one, and they have such a reputation about them that it's just like it does get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this.
Because like part of me wants to try Elden Ring, but I don't know.
Elden Ring is cool, man. I liked Elden Ring a lot. I did not finish it. I often think about going back to it, and I didn't finish it because you know how time is, and it's just like I'm just time poor, and it's one of those where it's like, okay,
Time broke today, but we'll
something else came along, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to move on. It's not like it was when I was like 8 years old or 10 years old, and it's like I got this one game,
Right.
and I'm gonna make it last for 2 months. It's not like that anymore.
Ian, what else you been up to?
Well, I've got a little list of stuff to talk about that I watched over the week, but sadly I have to start the list by pointing out that my plans were torn asunder. I was unable to go and see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny over the weekend as I had hoped.
It was not destined.
It was not my destiny.
No,
so
apparently for a lot of people, it was not their destiny to go see that movie.
I've heard good things, and so I'm definitely going to go see it. But with Tanya had messed up her foot, and she's been
Right.
in a boot. She's okay. She went back to the doctor today. They said it's not broken. It's just it's injured,
I
and
was supposed
she's
to
gonna.
pretend like we didn't have to. Oh, she did. What?
She injured her foot, but it's not broken. She just has to wear that boot around for the next few weeks.
Glad it's not broken.
Me too. And she can get around now. Like, but over the weekend, she still hadn't even left the house. Like, doing stairs was difficult with crutches and everything. So we opted not to try to deal with the movie theater.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
we will be able to go see it hopefully soon. It's still on my list. So I did watch a few other things from the comfort of my own home. I will say, though, before I start my list this week, I did not have time to do a goodie bag. I was too focused on this episode. So
We're doing 2 games.
we are
Makes
doing
sense.
2 games. So there's no goodie bag this week. But I got around to finally watching Dungeons and Dragons on Paramount Plus.
Honor Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves. Very good movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
very much enjoyed it. I
Cool.
love the casual, laid-back presentation, the humor. Thought the cast was great.
Yeah, casting's really good.
Super good movie. So I was really glad to have seen that. The next thing I would recommend... Oh, I gave Dungeons and Dragons 4 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out. The next movie I recommend is called Greenland. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, but it's got
Trump
Gerard...
tried to buy it.
Huh?
Trump tried to buy it.
Yeah, well,
Remember that?
I'm
Remember
glad he
that?
didn't.
I don't. I
Yeah.
missed that
He
one.
talked about buying Greenland, and Greenland was like, "The fuck."
Was that before or after drinking bleach?
Well, it cured
I
COVID.
think it was before.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, I'm surprised I missed
Yeah.
it then. Because after drinking bleach, it was like, okay, I'm going to tune a lot
I'm
of this
done.
out.
It will kill COVID. That is a fact. It's technically the truth. Also killed the host of the COVID. This movie's got Gerard Butler and Morena Baccarin. Morena Baccarin being Deadpool's wife
Oh, okay.
from the Deadpool movies. This one got me. It was a big shock. And I will tell you the premise is that at random, this guy who is having trouble with his marriage gets a text message on his phone while he's at the store saying is from the Department of Homeland Defense, and they are telling him that he and his family are to pack a bag. It comes over their TV at home too. Pack a bag. You have been selected, and you must show up at this particular location to be sheltered there's an asteroid coming, and they have picked all these people, pre-selected all these people to be in these shelters. They get to the shelter and find out that his little boy is a diabetic, and the government overlooked this and they reject him, and so they get separated, and the whole thing is him trying to get back to them and get them. It was an unbelievably, surprisingly good movie.
Okay.
I do recommend it. It's a good popcorn summer disaster movie.
Okay.
That I found to be quite well written, well produced, and very emotional. It wasn't just Armageddon for the sake of Armageddon. Mm-hmm. It told a really touching story, and I cannot recommend it enough.
Is it pretty recent?
It was. I didn't note that, but I want to say it was like 20. I want to say it was really recent, like 2022.
It sounds like it would be.
It seemed fairly recent. So
okay, cool.
I give that one 4 stars as well. Wiz and Sage says check it out. The next movie I watched was called You're Killing Me. This is on Showtime right now. You can probably find it at your nearby Bay-related convenience store. I don't know how to put this. You could pirate it if you want, I'm sure, is what I'm saying.
That's the Nintendo
Borrow
guy.
it from Mr. Bay.
Borrow it from Mr. Bay. Thank you, Tyler.
Or you asked the Nintendo guy.
Yeah.
This was Anne Heche's last movie.
Oh, okay.
Before she passed away, tragically. And I found it to be very entertaining as well. A young woman, I should say, and her friend go to a party at a rich kid's house whose father happens to be a senator to try and get the kid that's the senator's son to convince his dad to sign a recommendation letter for the girl so she can go to a specific college with her friend. And all this is happening in the in a time period where a young girl has gone missing, and everyone's out looking for the girl, and no one knows what's happened. And she goes to the party, and shenanigans ensue. And I'm not going to say any more about what happens,
Okay.
but it is a thriller horror kind of thing.
Okay.
Highly recommend it.
Cool.
This was another kind of home run for me. We watched a lot of things that just at random over the last week. Because I was off for like 4 days, over the holiday weekend and stuff. And we watched a lot of stuff and got some really good surprises. So that's the next one I recommend. 3.5 stars. Wiz and Sage says check it out. You're killing me.
You're killing me.
You are killing me. You are killing me.
I had a dream, and the hamburger was eating me.
All I've got remaining on my stuff I watch list is Demon Slayer. I'm still not through it, which is why I don't have a goodie bag, because I predicted I would be through it, and I am not. Still enjoying it very much. I've made it through the Mugen Train episodes, and now I'm on to the stuff I haven't seen yet. So I'm slowing down, trying to take my time with it a little bit to soak it in.
Sure.
And then I've also picked back up on Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, because I got current with Hell's Paradise, and then I went on a work trip and fell off. So
Right.
I know it's wrapped up. I think we're missing like 4 episodes.
I'm still about 4 episodes from finishing. Still really weird. Still really good. I will keep everyone posted. Dave, I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. I
think that was a
Chainsaw
pretty.
Man.
I'm not positive because I didn't read it, but I think Hell's Paradise was a pretty short manga series. So I feel like it's one of those anime where it's like
We're gonna get a resolution.
It's probably
not gonna keep
like,
going.
Yeah. Unless they do
Unless
something.
they do.
Right. Unless they're like, yeah, fuck it, this is doing well. Which I don't know if it is.
Right.
I have no idea how
I don't
well
know.
anime does.
I don't either.
None.
I watch stuff and then either I'm like, yay, there's more, or
Right.
oh fuck, there's not any more
Yeah.
of this. It's been out. Oh Jesus, this came out in 2008. Fuck.
There's stuff that Nikki and I will watch. And we'll get to the end of it, and I'm like, well, I hope that did well enough somewhere for it to merit
Exactly.
more. Because I mean, I have a feeling what we think about it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I have 2 anime-related announcements for anyone that may not be in the know. The trailer for Attack on Titan, the final season, Part 2, is out. If anyone's watching Attack on Titan and wants to know what's going on there. And then also I found out that Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt Season 2 is imminent.
Yeah.
They have put out an official announcement / trailer for that, which is awesome because I literally...
It looked the fucking same, too.
It looks the
and that
same.
It blew my mind, and I was happy at the same time.
Same,
I can't
know.
believe they're doing it. It looks the same.
It's amazing.
Which they needed to do.
Oh, God.
But immediately, I'm like, how is this going to do? You know what I mean?
I hope it does well.
I hope it does, but I also don't think it really matters.
I don't think it matters either because I think that's the show there where they don't give a fuck, Tyler. They don't care. And that's what makes it so good.
Okay.
This was recommended. I talked about the show. God, they have to.
They didn't include that in the trailer, and I was like, God damn it, you got to keep doing.
They're saving it.
Maybe they don't want to give anything away.
They don't want to give anything away.
But like they made a point.
Have to keep doing that.
They made a point to show you that like thick outline, like Powerpuff Girls drawing style that like the original had, and then they also show you the Magic Girl. Horny side. That
yes,
they also,
the standard
it's also
anime
known for
part where they, take off their panties and it becomes their weapons.
Right. They show you two sides of the triangle, but they didn't show the third side.
The peak of the triangle, which is the blowing up of the models.
Yeah.
I was super pumped to have had that recommended to me, and I talked about it recently on the show, and now, I can get excited about it. So I'm really glad I'm able to know what's up and get excited about this new season because that is a show that I will definitely be looking forward to more content from. So anyway, I think that's all I've got. So
over the weekend, it was my birthday weekend.
Yeah,
happy July the Tooth.
Happy the Tooth, yes.
She saw a place online she wanted to go, so we went to somewhere in Nashville called Plaza Mariachi.
Okay.
Which is like a big indoor one-stop shop, Little Mexico.
I was going to say, is it just is it like an El Mariachi that you just live in? Like a restaurant that you just stay in for the weekend?
Like Casa Bonita. Like it was
Los
huge
Amigos, the hotel.
The hotel. Because like you walk in and it is like decked out, very, very Mexican themed, everything, and there's everything inside of it. You walk in, there's like a greeting desk, and then a big clothing shop with all sorts of traditional clothes, several little restaurants, a salon, where hair, nails, eyebrows, dessert bar, regular bar, arcade.
Your eyebrows look great, by the way.
Thank you.
I didn't want to say anything earlier, but
my famous barely there brows. So it was cool. I went. They also had a little grocery store attached, so I got some stuff for us to try at some point in time. So we can. I mean, all this will still be good next week if we want to do that for the third segment next week.
Yeah, and just FYI, everybody, spoilers, we're not doing a third segment tonight. We're going to go to the game talk and go home.
Yeah.
So
my day shifted real bad at the end there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we got a late start. And I'm always eager to be like, cut out the third segment? Go home early?
It's good.
We can do this. What is this device you have? Have you always had this device?
Yeah, this is Melissa's laptop, but it also turns into a tablet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
My printer would not work, so I grabbed her laptop for my notes.
Oh, no.
Gotcha.
When you gestured, Ian, I looked like you were gesturing at your vape. And for a minute, I was like, is that Tyler's vape?
This is it's
yeah,
a quiz.
dog.
This is
Tyler
a quiz.
blowing
Tyler,
Just chucking clouds, dog.
if you can tell me what this device is, I will give you a crisp $2 bill.
Let's see. Besides that, work's been busy. The transition team is finally gone, so it's just plain cleanup. So things are better, but it's just very time consuming. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm supposed to do, and I don't know how to do it. No one told me how to do it, and people are telling me, "Why is it done?"
Yeah.
Oh,
fun.
so
I
you
don't
have
know.
my job now.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, wow.
Which my direct boss is like, "Fuck them, don't go to any meetings." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
That's one way to avoid criticism is
Yep.
to just not be
He's like,
present.
"I got your back. My opinion is one that matters. Fuck all the other meetings people are telling you to go to yell at you.
Nice.
Don't go." Okay.
That is nice.
But yeah. Do we want to do a draft or anything, or go
Sure.
right to the game?
Dave,
Yeah.
you got anything else you wanted to talk about this evening?
I just wanted to mention there's a new Tom Segura special out called
Oh, yeah?
Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. It's really good. Of course it is, because all this
I
stuff's...
wanna be
Yeah, and that's the opening
a
song.
sledgehammer. I love
And it's
that
also
song.
a punchline.
Does he talk about Garth Brooks in that one?
He mentions Garth Brooks,
Okay.
but it's not like a... It's a throwaway.
Where can I
Okay.
see this?
This is on Netflix or... wherever
Could borrow
you
it
get your
from
stuff.
Mr. Bay.
the Nintendo guy probably has
Yeah,
it.
I got this guy that lives next door named Ron Bay. Evan Bay.
Evan Bay.
Cuban B.
Cuban B.
Yeah.
Was almost an achievement of mine for one of these games.
Is it
we were
really?
It was.
I had
almost.
to. I had to explain to Captain Gunner John Turley what
What?
the Cuban D
That blows
thing.
my mind.
Because we were at work and I keep saying it now. I just say it
God.
now at random all the time. And he's like, dude, what is that from? And I'm like, man, come on. And I brought it up and he's like, oh shit. So yeah.
Anytime anyone says, and they say this all the time in video games. All the time in video games. They say this all the time in video games. Someone will say, it's more complicated than that. And I'm like, more complicated than that? They killed Killer B. Every time. Man, I haven't watched Half Baked in so fucking long, but so many of those little things are just
it
like...
doesn't come on. Like, we see shit all the time that we have all these things that we watch, all these cute subscriptions and
Yeah.
stuff and movie channels, and I never see Half Baked. I think Comedy
Jim
Central
Brewer went
probably
nuts and
has.
Don't want to advertise
Oh.
Jim Brewer.
Did Jim
Oh,
Brewer go
maybe.
nuts? I didn't know about
Oh,
that. What
yes.
happened?
He's on that Roseanne train.
Oh, I didn't know.
That ultra conservative, anti-vax,
Oh, no.
everything, mass are controlling the world bullshit.
I think there was some... I feel like Chappelle said something about it kind of sort of within the last couple of years too that I wish I could remember what he said. But yeah, I didn't know that about Jim Brewer.
Chappelle needs to chill the
a shame.
fuck out too. I don't want to talk about him either.
Well,
But Half Baked is a great movie.
Yeah.
And I wish it would come on. I bet Comedy Central just owns the rights to it, and
they played it enough.
and
It's
you
in
can
the
only
contract.
show it on Comedy Central for the rest of
Well, when
time.
Jon Stewart left, they couldn't show it as much.
right?
Yeah.
Complicated.
Have you ever tried watching Half Baked on
On
weed?
Well, any ideas for any drafts? Or I'll consult the list.
Game shows
Yeah.
part 2.
We could do 30 more easily. Y'all seen that crazy sphere in Las Vegas?
No.
Oh my God! You've got to look up the Las Vegas sphere and check this thing out. It's
Oh, fuck.
insane.
This is a thing I should have seen in person when I
I'm-
was in Vegas.
Well, it wouldn't have been turned on when you were in
Oh, okay.
Vegas. They turned it on. It's this enormous. It's the largest man-made dome.
The largest copy of Sphere by Michael Crichton known in existence.
It's on VHS.
Yeah, it's on own tablets.
No, it's a giant sphere in Las Vegas that is like the largest dome, the largest spherical object ever created. But it's a huge display, like ultra
man's
high resolution screen.
Oh, okay.
And like,
They just blast pornography constantly.
no, but I mean, it's crazy. Like, they'll make it look like a basketball. So it looks like there's a
How
enormous.
big is it?
It's enormous.
Like, I mean, does it cover, put it in, in city blocks? How big is it?
a city block.
One city block.
A
Okay.
big city block.
I was really shooting for the moon here.
400 city
That's
blocks.
huge. But yeah, I was like, how big? Is it like Stephen King's The Dome?
It's big. It's that big.
That's big.
It's as big as the dome in the book.
The dome.
It's fucking crazy. Like, and they put all this crazy. They made it look like an eye once, like the Eye of Sauron, and they made it look like a basketball. Apparently, they fired this thing up for the first time on Independence Day. This year.
Yeah,
and so it just kind of blows my mind. So I'm like scrolling through TikTok, and like just 12 different TikToks about this thing came up, and each one had a different picture of the images on it, and I'm fascinated by this.
I thought you were going to say each one had a different robot voice. The Dome in Las Vegas.
Top 5 spheres? I don't know.
We can do that. What are your favorite circles?
Favorite circles?
Favorite circles.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm kidding. I can't come up with 5
You
of
got
my
this.
favorite circular. Is it circular things?
Circles, pretty open-ended.
All right, I will try my best.
We want to do the sphere draft?
Yeah, sure. Sphere
Well, the
draft.
circle draft.
Circle draft.
Spheres are also circles.
Spheres will, yes, fall into
Yeah.
the
Okay,
acceptable
you got some paper?
category of answers.
Got all your spheres committed to memory?
Yeah. My pen.
Let me put that in the show notes. All right.
Man,
What?
that one.
The Kids in the Hall sketch.
That Kids in the Hall sketch, like that one. I don't know why that one has stuck with me for.
I don't
as
know
long as it-
either. The only other one that stuck with me that like I remember really well, and I still haven't watched the new Kids in the Hall. I've got
dude,
to do
it's
that.
great.
It was the one where he was sitting down at the dinner table and like talking about how the soup had too much salt in it to his wife. He just kept like emphasizing the fact that the soup had too much, or whatever the food was. I said soup. It might not be soup.
Was that Bruce
It was
McCullough?
soup or salty. I don't remember.
Damn, I
I just
don't remember
remember
that
the like broad strokes of the sketch, and then my pen.
My pen.
I remember he tied it to his head, so someone with a little bouncy thing, so someone couldn't steal his pen. Top 5 circles.
Oh, I didn't even say it. So we do me 1, Ian 2, Dave 3.
Sure.
Then we'll play clockwise based on this D6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2, 3. Dave.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Yeah, boobs. I guess it would be boob, but one's better than none.
Boobs.
I felt like the Family Feud showdown. I buzzed in as fast as I could. Boobs.
Boobs.
Naked grandma.
Naked grandma.
Ian.
Pizza.
Damn it. My favorite circular. A butt.
Damn it. That was going to be my number 2. Shit, the fandom's been divided.
But I'm saying I feel like we're the reverse of those people too.
I'm a butt and you're a boob?
A butt guy and a boob guy.
Oh, I thought you were a butt guy.
No, I'm a boob guy.
Oh. I thought you
I was not a butt guy until my wife, because my wife's butt's amazing. I'm just my wife's butt guy.
Oh, okay. No, I'm a boob guy. I mean, I'm a whole package kind of guy. I'm fine with. I'm fine to kick tires, check it all out.
My favorite thing about women wasn't on the list of boobs and butts,
It's not circular.
but it's not circular.
Part of it is
It's more of
the
a,
part that's missing.
it's more triangular.
I'm gonna go with, since you said naked grandma, I'm gonna go with Steve Harvey's head.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Ian.
I'm going to go ahead and take the Las Vegas sphere because
Yeah,
this
that's good.
week it is one of my favorite circular objects.
That's good.
Captain America's shield.
That's good too.
Oh, damn, that is a good one.
So we're doing like we're doing 20 on this
Top
draft.
20 circles? Yep.
I'm gonna go with the big wheel on Price is Right.
Ooh, I love that. I'm going to crib from Dave a little and say Wheel of Fortune.
There you go.
The Wheel
of
Fortune.
I watched that the other night for the first time in a long time.
You hear they're going to put Ryan Seacrest as the host of that show now?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that here? No, it was on the Discord.
You posted it on the Discord, or Tyler did. And
I was initially like kind of shook by that, but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna give him a chance.
Sure.
Why not?
I mean,
It's Wheel of Fortune,
it's
for
Wheel.
Christ's sake.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He hosts American Idol. If he can deal with hosting that shit, maybe he'll bring his inner Pat Sajak out and just be fine hosting the Wheel of Fortune.
I'm still waiting for Jason Lee to actually be a game show host. Like he was at the end of Mallrats. I want that so
tough
bad.
time taking him seriously as a
Yeah.
game show host.
Yeah, right? I
want this
That's
pain.
what I want. Yeah.
I was watching TV earlier today, and Pictionary is a thing.
I saw that too. How weird is that? I also saw Pictionary.
The guy from Stand By Me, the guy that was
The dead body.
the one from Piranha. He's been in so many other things that people will know. Jerry O'Connell is the host of Pictionary.
Oh, okay.
Which was just,
that explains why he was there on the TV.
yeah, it threw me off. And he gets kind of militant when time's about to run out. He's like, "Gonna need an answer." I'm like, damn, Jerry, chill, man. Anyway, Tyler.
Pac-Man.
It's pretty good.
Good call.
Pac-Man.
I will go with Mohawk and headphone jack's favorite item, the compact disc.
Ah,
Good. I'm just gonna go with the wheel
just
in general.
Just the wheel.
Where would
Double
we
down.
be? Where would we be without wheels?
Yeah, on our
Like
fucking square tires.
Wheel of Fortune is a wheel that brings good fortune or possibly unfortunate bankruptcy within the universe of Wheel of Fortune, but wheels in general, like on cars and on shopping carts and wheelchairs.
Wheels.
and This
Gotta have 'em.
chair.
Gotta have them. Yeah. I'm going to say Ritz crackers.
Okay.
Ritz crackers.
Okay. I'm going to go with Kung Lao's hat. The one that has a razor sharp edge that he uses to cut people's heads off when he finishes them.
I love
Not in a
I
sexual
love
manner.
Kung
Or
Lao's hat.
also in a sexual manner.
When he does it in a sexual manner, it's got feathers on it. Fatality tickle.
Finished.
My next one is going to be the dial on an iPod Shuffle. Very
miss it.
satisfying
I love it.
clicking dial on the iPod, the old iPod.
Remember when the old iPods got real popular for a minute when Baby Driver came out?
Yeah,
I knew people who were like, I got my original, I'm selling it on eBay for $1,000.
that is an excellent time to make that move.
I still have my original 275 gigs of storage. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My video iPod cracked. It was in my jacket pocket. This is a long time ago. So I have like a long jacket and it was in my pocket. I don't know why I kept it in my side pocket. Ridiculous. And I slammed my car door on it.
Oh, fuck.
Sucks.
It was old at that point, but still it sucked. It was
Yeah.
like, God, ugh.
What shit on there you want? Yeah.
I watched all seasons of all current Star Trek episodes on an iPod video over the course of my employment at Harrah's. And I downloaded them to this device, and then I would sit by myself in the cafeteria at lunch and watch Voyager or Next Gen or something.
It is
On a
so
tiny little screen. Now I can
quaint
just
to
stream
think
it.
about that.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
I
me
know.
too. I mean, I love
It
mine
is-
too, but
it
like
is
thinking that was like,
wonderful.
what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was so pumped about my iPod video, man. The fact that I could watch TV shows on a device in the palm of my hand.
Season 3 of The Office on a dashboard for 27 hours.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yep, I've done that.
This is the future.
And that's like, I know we've talked about this before, but like the first generation of apps when it was just like every other word someone said was app.
Yeah, we were here for
You
that.
seen these Angry Birds?
Played a lot of Angry Birds.
My last one is cookies.
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 Because originally I was like,
Homer Simpson's
Oreos. I don't know, let's go more broad. Just cookies in general.
Yeah,
Cookies.
that's pretty good.
That's a fast one.
A lot of circular things out there
Yep.
to love.
Yeah. Honorable mention for me, the world,
The moon
the moon
is a good circle, sphere.
The sun.
Yeah. Let me just say. Planetary objects.
Biblically accurate angels.
Not all of them are circles.
That one scary one.
That one
That's all
scary one.
circles.
Bubbles.
It's all eyes. It's all circles.
I like bubbles.
Oh yeah, there you go, bubbles.
All right, you guys will take a break and then talk about GP-1, GP-1 Part 2.
GP-1, GP-1 Part 2. The
GP1,
first time we
GP1 Part
mentioned
2.
that this episode, which I love, by the way. You saw the title. You saw the thumbnail.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck we're talking about. Bullshit.
I have some things to say about it.
I do too.
I'm prepared today.
I'm
So
kind of almost there.
we will be right back after these words from possibly Miss Cleo. Who knows?
Someday, when I get a big promotion, I'm going to use some of my money to do some good in this world. Someday, when the kids are
Someday. It's a wonderful thought.
TADPOG hosts.
Born into poverty, few of us can ever imagine. Someday won't be soon enough. Without your help now, their lives will be shattered by hunger and disease before someday ever comes. Many will never have a chance to go to school, and some simply will not survive even until tomorrow. Fortunately, there are many people in this world who didn't wait to help. Instead, they called
270-883-2555.
to sponsor a
TADPOG hosts.
Through
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
Please write the number down while I introduce you.
Tyler and Dave and Ian.
Did I say it right?
Tyler and Dave and Ian.
For several years now,
Tyler and Dave and Ian.
has received help from a
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
sponsor, Mrs. Peggy Andraka, who works in a retail store. Now, though he knows her only from letters and a photograph, she is one of the most important people in his life.
Life is extremely difficult in the dry bush country where
Tyler and Dave and Ian.
he lives. The family has a hut, some goats, but very little else. Yet thanks to the $25 a month his sponsor sends to
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com. Tyler and Dave and Ian.
is able to attend school near his home. He also receives basic medical care and nutritious meals.
Against all odds,
Tyler and Dave and Ian.
is first in his class. His sponsor must be very proud. This young man's sponsor is not a wealthy person. She simply saw a need and responded. Won't you do the same?
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
It's the world's oldest and most respected
Podcasting.
organization. We've seen what wonders can be accomplished when you approach enormous problems one
TADPOG hosts.
at a time. Call
270-883-2555.
and we'll send a photo and story of a
TADPOG hosts.
whose life you can change for just $25 a month.
There's a
TADPOG hosts.
out there who needs you now. Please, let someday be today.
We're back.
Potentially sounding different.
We're gonna
Maybe,
sound. We
I don't
probably
know.
sound a lot better. You know why? Because the engineer wasn't paying attention and recorded the first half of the show on internal microphone, the dreaded internal mic.
Yeah. So it'll either be that or we've got the backup device, but I'm a little worried about the levels on it being hopefully not too low, but they look pretty low.
Well, I apologize for that, everyone. Shit happens. Get over it.
We'll just have AI. We'll turn this into a script for that AI can transpose, and then
I'll type it all up.
Did anyone here see? Okay, did you look for a SNES drunk for him to cover?
I didn't.
Okay, so he has not covered these games. However, it's fucked up. Somebody made an AI version of his voice to cover these games.
What?
So there is an AI SNES
What channel
drunk.
is that? Is it called AI SNES Drunk?
It's I have to find it. It's like a random name, and his blurb was like, "I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just a big fan." And
I don't mean to offend
and he hasn't
anybody,
done
even
this
though I'm
game.
saying this because I know that I will.
Yep, and it sounds like he doesn't have like, and it fucking sounds just like SNES Drunk.
I mean, that's the shit where it's like when the
Crazy.
sentence starts with "I'm not racist," but like you know you fucked up. Like this guy knows. It's like I don't mean any offense. Okay,
I mean this in the best possible way.
that doesn't make it okay.
So yeah, I was
funny.
like, this is weird because it sounds 90% like him.
Yeah.
There's just some weird inflections at points, and he's kind of flat, but otherwise, man, it sounds just like him talking about GP-1 and GP-1 Part 2.
Man, and there's like I don't know if you I'm sure you guys have fucked around with Chat GPT. I know you have, Ian.
Yeah.
Have you fucked around with it, Tyler?
Not really.
I have been tempted to like just start a YouTube channel, not say anything to anyone, because I've done this on Chat GPT where it's like, so Chat GPT, write me a 5-minute YouTube script on the Revenge of Shinobi. And then it does. And then it's now you can just put it to SNES Drunk's voice. All right, but man, we're done. Put some footage behind that, and we're done. Let the numbers roll in.
Let that money start coming in.
Welcome to
baby.
SNES Drunker. Here we go.
I mean, it's just like, what's going on?
I propose that we have Chat GPT do an entire episode. One time.
No, because that's Pandora's
Because
box.
then it'll just-
You do one, I'll be like, I don't feel like doing it this week. Let the robot do it
Give the
again.
robot-
People love the robot.
Our Patreon donations have tripled.
That would be a good, if everyone says what topics they want it to cover, and then we rip our voice like this guy did and have a complete AI generated episode based on whatever topic and throw it up on Patreon.
Yeah. Or no, that's just a show now.
I'm down. Why not?
Oh, damn. All right, but the meat of the show, GP1 and GP1 Part 2.
For the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
Because we're playing through all the Super Nintendo games.
Allegedly.
We haven't mentioned that in a while. But yes, allegedly, we're playing through them all.
And at least until we decide to start going through the 100 of George Bush Jr.'s favorite video games.
Yeah,
of all
man.
time.
We've covered.
We've
I
covered a lot of
I
them.
was
I know.
going through the list just to see how many of those. I was like, yeah, done that. Oh, that's a good one we haven't talked about.
A lot of them are like shitty ones the randomizer has chosen. All right, so the box art for GP1 Part 1 and GP1 Part 2.
Kind of hard to.
Not a fun thing to say.
It's kind of hard to play. Kind of hard to be anything, but yeah, it's fine on the box art. It's great. It's pictures of motorcycles.
Yep.
I want to know where I can purchase the motorcycle that has the 2 large Atlas decals on them because I feel like that's pretty great. I want the RPG motorcycle.
The one that on the cover.
Yeah, it has Atlas. It has
Oh,
the Atlas logo.
of the company.
Yeah,
You're right. Custom
The Persona
job.
folks.
I want someone to mod this game and put the motorcycle from Akira in it. I think that would be a good addition.
I think that I was going to say this later in the show, but it is really hard to go back to 2D racing games after the invention of 3D video games because in
Agreed.
comparison, they are horrible. 2D racing game, like once you've played a 3D racing game, 2D racing games are like really, really hard to go back to, especially when they're trying to do it in a realistic fashion. If it's like old style, like early 80s, when they're like, we can't make this shit look real, so we're gonna make it abstract as fuck. Camera's gonna be up above, looking down, car's gonna be a block. It's best we can do. We're gonna deal with it. Then it's like so abstracted that it's still a racing game, but it's like it's like, okay, all right, this is
It's Terminator 2. You're on a motorcycle, other motorcycles. Don't hit anything. You're made of rubber.
yeah, bad example of the top overhead. Maybe I should clarify. But like, as I was playing these games, which I don't think are bad games, but still, as I was playing them, I was like, boy, it is hard to go back to 2D racing games. These Mode 7 like track 2D racing games, I think it's a really, really tough sell.
I used to have this motorcycle. No, well, there was one that was a motorcycle, but I had the one that was a car, and it was it was a toy. It was this big plastic sort of dashboard with a steering wheel on it.
Okay.
And it had this like the thing that it was like, it wasn't a screen, but it was like this like conveyor belt inside of it that just ran.
Yeah, I know those. Yeah,
like you're driving.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
what a 2D game feels like.
Because like
now.
3D games, 3D racing games, like instantaneously, they're more immersive, and I feel like I remember playing even in the 90s, man, playing like 3D like motocross games and stuff where it's like, oh, I can feel where I am in space. Like I can get a grip of where I am and see the turns that are coming up because it's not just flat. I'm not racing on a flat plane. I'm racing on like a map that has depth, height and depth, and I can see the valleys and I can see the hills, and that gives me some kind of like intuition. I can use intuition at that point to be like, okay, there's going to be a curve here, there's going to be a straightaway there.
Right.
That makes such a big difference. I mean, such a big difference, because like mini maps can only go so far. They can only get you so far, and then when you're like going at crazy speeds, it becomes like super fucking difficult to
What do you mean?
navigate.
You had trouble navigating hairpin turns at 300 kilometers per hour?
These games were so fucking hard. So
very
fucking hard. And like GP Part 1,
You make me feel much better saying that.
dude, GP1 I thought was like, fuck, I'm getting my ass pounded into the dirt. And then I was able to, one of the things I love about this game, GP1, is it works on that Gran Torino kind of style where it's like you gain money and then you take that money and you put it into your bike. And
Which is an excellent
I love it.
thing.
I love that.
It's on my list of good.
Mine too. But what
You guys got money?
even if you lose, they're like,
You get like
I took all my losing.
$20,000.
Yeah, I took all my scraping like 15th place, and I finally was able to buy something, and I noticed the difference, and that was like that was a good feeling because it was like, oh shit, okay, that made a difference. Buying that was a good upgrade because like now I'm getting like 6th place, and I thought that element was really cool. That's like a long, super long walk for me to say that in GP Part 2 where they don't do that. That game is probably GP Part 2 is probably the hardest racing game I have ever fucking played, man.
It's
because
not
like
easy.
that was one where it was like you make the tiniest mistake and it's like 15th place.
Everyone, like I failed to qualify for anything I tried to do on 1 and 2. Could not do it. Last place. No. You saying they were hard? I was like, okay.
Yeah, man. I think they were. I think GP Part 2
I
especially.
suck, but at least I suck at a hard game.
I think it was really difficult.
I do think I looked at these games through the lens of having just played Kawasaki Superbike Challenge.
Me too.
And Caribbean Challenge,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it was.
You got
And
it.
What it made me realize was that despite the fact that the things that it has going against it for me are that, number one, I could give a shit about Grand Prix motocross racing. I don't follow it. I appreciate it.
Sure.
But it's not my genre. And number two, it's just a racing game in general, which I like racing games, but I don't go out of my way to play them. I will play them, but I was able to look at this from a different perspective and say I can appreciate these games for what they are and how much more of a value they would be for someone that is a fan of the genre.
Yes.
And how pissed off I would be if these existed and I bought the Kawasaki one instead.
Yeah, there are definitely way, way, way worse racing games on the Super Nintendo.
And this cemented for me the thing we came up with on the Kawasaki about the Kawasaki games being a blatant advert games.
Right.
Yeah.
That they just had no substance and no depth and nothing to them. They were just advertising Kawasaki, whereas these were true racing games made for the fan of the genre.
Right.
So
yeah, totally. And I think like I was saying earlier, I don't even think these are bad games. I
think they're good games.
I think they're good games. I just think that they're like not very interesting in the year of our Lord 2023, first of all. And I know take that as you will. A lot of the games we talk about that are, 30 plus years old.
they are products of their time that
but-
don't stand the test of time.
I mean, because really, this is a sports game.
This is a sports
So
absolutely
I
game.
think
is
it
a
falls
sports
into all the other trappings of a sports game, and in that, you have to be the kind of person like me. If I played it then, if I'd played it now, I'd feel the exact same way. I can see where somebody would like it, but to me, they're hard and they're boring.
Agreed.
I thought they were hard. I didn't think they were boring, but I think that's just because I like racing games more than you do.
Yeah.
It's a little more interesting.
I can see where people will dig it,
but
I just think
I do like racing games, and I also found it to be boring.
What frustrated me about it was thinking about the amount of time that would have to go in memorizing each of the courses in order to be good at it, and that's like not gonna fly. And that's one of the little bullet points under when I say it doesn't hold up in 2023, because it's like, with all the options that we have of all the stuff that we can play, why in the world would this doesn't have anything that would pull me back.
This is ball in a cup.
It is ball in a cup.
Compared to an iPad.
Yeah, a hoop and a pole. But in case you haven't gathered, this is a motorcycle racing game that was published by Atlas in 1993 and developed by Genki. We're talking about both games, GP Part 1, which came out in 1993, and GP-1 Part 2, which came out just a year later in 94.
Call it GP2?
I don't know what GP1 means.
I mean,
I
I
think
think
have
GP
to mean
stands for
something.
Grand Prix.
I know, right. But what does the 1 stand for?
Maybe it's like Formula One,
Maybe.
like in
It's-
motorcycle racing.
It's like the division or
I would
whatever.
imagine it has to do with that, because these are the bikes, these are the motorcycles, the machines. They don't even really call them motorcycles; they call them machines,
Right.
That can do 300 kilometers, and these are the guys that like lean way over and drag their knee on the pavement while they're turning and stuff. I mean, it's
What?
an extremely fucking difficult sport.
But why
to
not call
play.
it like GP1 Racing Evolved?
I-
Or not GP1
I don't
Part
know.
2.
I think it's probably because it was published by Atlas in the early 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I have a feeling that was just like a localization thing, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's like, we haven't, because I don't even know what Atlas had like released in the West
early?
at
Yeah, I
that
don't
time.
know.
I mean, I know they had, but
Yeah.
like, obviously it's pre-Persona, so I don't know. But I have a feeling that has a lot to do with it. Like, and I don't know what the names of these games are in Japan. So I wish I did. I'd probably make a good podcast, huh? If I knew that. But I don't.
Well, if you were to compare your experience with these games to a movie or a celebrity, what would they be?
Mine this week was for GP1. It was Star Wars: A New Hope, and for GP2, Empire Strikes Back, because I felt like the first one was really good. If that's your thing, I thought it was well implemented. I thought it was leaps and bounds better than the Kawasaki games. There was a mini map. There was a tachometer. There was a gear shifting. There was multiple bikes. There was different things you could do to upgrade, yada, yada, yada. Great game. I thought the presentation of the second one was better.
Yeah.
I thought the controls for me were easier to handle.
Yeah.
They made in my mind, such a drastic improvement
On the controls?
on the control,
Yeah,
on
dude.
everything.
Homie, like,
graphics, controls, everything in the second game, less than a year later, was better, like by orders of measure, better than the first one. And I just couldn't believe the difference. I was like, I played GP1. I was like, okay, this was fine. I don't want to have to slog through another one. It was a fresh experience.
Yeah.
And it just had more of that kind of polish to me, and it made it look a lot better. And so that's why I kind of likened it to Empire.
And it's brutal.
And it's brutal.
Much like Empire.
Very
is.
hard to take.
Because, like,
it leaves you sad.
Yeah, it definitely left me sad because, like, I agree with you, man. GP2 is like comparing GP1 Part 2 to 1. You're right. They like do so much. Like in GP1, I never knew if the brake was working or not.
I know.
I mean, it was just like, is the brake work? Is there a brake button? And I had to like go and look in the manual, and the manual was like, yeah, it's B. And I'm like, are you sure it's B?
I just used.
I don't think so.
Lift it off of A.
I downshifted.
Lit off the gas.
Oh, so you were doing manual?
Yeah.
Motherfucker! Holy God! You fucking beast!
I was downshifting to slow down around the sharp turns because the brake didn't work.
Good Lord, man! You were playing in like hardcore mode.
Yeah, it's like
if you wrecked, did you like
thing I would've
reset the game?
done.
Wow, man!
If I wreck,
it's hardcore. You can't turn it off.
no, if I wreck, I just got back up, shifted down into first, and started over.
Damn, that's awesome! I'm impressed.
Well, I mean, I didn't do well,
but still, you attempted. I saw it as an option. I was like, don't think so.
Yeah.
I only do that in racing games. I'm very confident.
One of the things I really
many.
enjoyed about that was the fact that the gear shifts were on the shoulder buttons.
Yeah, L and
so
R.
downshift was L and upshift was R,
Cool.
and it was accessible. It was really kind of easy to use.
Yeah,
but does add the. You got to manage your tachometer, and you've got to manage your RPMs, and you've got
While
to
you're
know
taking
when to
these
downshift
crazy
while you're
turns.
turning. And
These
I wanted
courses.
to see what that was like, and it was hard. Those fucking
These
courses
courses
were
are
nuts.
insane.
Me trying to choose in a game I know I'm not going to care about, or like when I see automatic and manual, it's the same feeling I get at the ATM when it's like English or Spanish. I could probably do Spanish. If not, I'll just restart it.
Did you do manual?
No, but I never choose Spanish either. But I think about it, like probably could do
One
that.
of these days.
I'm not going to.
Well, unfortunately, there was no clutch. I didn't have to like hold down Y every time I wanted to shift gears or something.
And
but-
let off at the right time.
Yeah, it wasn't
Your rider just goes flying off the bike.
You go up a hill, so you just start going back down.
But man, I agree with the things you're saying about like part 2 just feeling like a good sequel.
If I were a kid and into this racing and into motorcycles, Grand Prix, that kind of thing, superbikes, and I bought the first one and then bought the second one, I would have been ecstatic at the changes. Like I would have been thrilled by the changes that they did.
They added music in while you're racing, which is like from all like the racing games that we played, where it's just like it's like the soundtrack is just the bike.
I'm going to jump ahead of myself for
Yeah.
bad things. The
Please.
engine noise in the first one
was bad.
was like nothing
Yeah.
I've ever. It was literally somebody. It
really was.
Like I just sat there and listened because I was like, is this really just a dude making
It's a
noise?
ROM hack or
I
someone's
really
attached
think
an
it
MP3.
is.
It's like Peter Griffin does engine noises.
Yeah. Yes.
But just hearing the music was like weirdly exciting because we played so many racing games where they're just like, it's a racing game. It's more like realistic if we don't play music while they're racing, which is like obviously just a cop out that they don't want to like.
We don't want
pay
to fuck with
for
music.
the music. So that was like legitimately exciting, and it was like, oh, this is great. They added split screen multiplayer in GP-1 Part 2,
yeah.
which I mean, good on them, but that good lord, I can't imagine fucking trying that.
No. I feel like you might be losing some frames.
Yeah, well,
in the split screen.
for sure, and you're definitely losing height too. And it's like in a game where
God, I assumed it would be side by side,
No.
not top down.
no, it's split horizontally.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's
no,
split
I don't
horizontally.
like that at all.
And one change that they made from I'm just say 1 to 2.
Yep. I endorse this.
One thing they changed from 1 to 2 that like I felt like it was a step backwards was in 1. They would give you indicators. Arrows would pop up being
God, that was
homie, right turn coming up.
That was
And you
on
can,
my
like, kinda
list.
prepare.
Loop the loop, sorta like weird
In
shit.
2, they're just
There's a
like
snake.
Yeah. Into the garbage chute, fly boy.
Yeah.
You're on your fucking own, man.
Oh man, that bothered me a lot. I was
God,
like,
I
"Where's my
hated
arrow?" I was like, "God!" I ran right off the first turn.
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, "What the fuck? Where's my indicator?" Nope, we didn't give you that.
Why?
Look at the mini map. You're just gonna have to look at the fucking mini map.
Which is like in a better position. I feel
mean,
like
that's
they
a
moved
great
into a better
idea. Take your
position.
eyes off the road so
Right.
you can look at.
Right.
It's like driving with your phone. I'm just gonna watch a movie.
Driving,
I'm
watching your
going
maps.
straight. I'll be
All
fine.
right, this is fun.
But I miss those arrow indicators that popped up
Agreed.
so
that
bad in the second one.
Actually, spoiler came up on my bad list of
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
why would you leave that out? That
Yeah.
was one thing I noticed about the first one right away. And I liked that they
Yes.
tell you this, and
Yeah.
it was the shape of
They
the
have to.
arrow
It's
to
so fast.
indicate what's coming.
Right, what kind of
not
turn
just
it's
a
gonna
left
be.
and a right
Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was like an S shape
Right.
and a what that
Yeah.
was really a nice touch in the first
Yes.
game. To take it completely out of the second one is just after having done so many things to improve upon it for the second one. It just boggled my mind.
And they removed collision in the second game, which was like, again, why did you do that? You made so many like good steps forward, and then you made these decisions where it's like, you're taking collision out of the game, and it's like, but that makes it really boring because that essentially
Right.
just you're doing a time trial just with ghosts.
Yeah.
and it's like this is stupid. Yeah, man, that was I don't know.
There were some decisions made that weren't great for the second one, but I still think it was the better of the
I agree.
two just because it
Yeah.
was more polished.
I agree. They also in the second game, I don't like they changed the way you upgrade your bike. Instead of like getting money at the end of each race, at the end I think of like 4 races, you get the option to change what motorcycle club you're in.
Right.
And that determines what bike you can ride.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do horribly, like I did, and finish last place 4 races like I did, you get like one option. And it's like, you're in Blue Club. You're gonna love Blue Club.
I noticed the bike was a lot different from Ray Club to
special
Blue Club.
Yes.
What's a
Yeah.
special club for special riders?
I like it better when it's like, hey, you lost a bunch, but here's some money. Buy some parts and build a better bike, and you'll do better.
My cat's breath smells like cat food. I'm on Blue Club.
Is that an achievement?
It is now.
Dave, what about you for a movie or a?
I chose Chef Tetsuya Wakuda as my celebrity, and I think he counts as a celebrity because he has a Wikipedia page, and he's had a restaurant in Sydney, Australia, since the 80s. And the reason I know this is because in GP-1 Part 1, and you're racing in Australia, on the signs in the background it says Tetsuya, and I'm like, what is that? Type. First result. First result.
Wow.
Tetsuya restaurant, Sydney, Australia.
You know
And I was
you've
like, holy
arrived when your
shit.
advertisement makes it into a video
Yeah,
game.
that's just a Japanese name.
Yeah.
The restaurant's like, that's the one he means. So he
He
means the
played this
restaurant.
game is like, you know how you get free advertising. If we name the restaurant after the sign in this game, anybody who plays it knows where to eat.
All these 10-year-old boys will be flocking to my restaurant in
I
Australia.
can't wait to have that weird fish.
What are we gonna serve? What's on that sign in Pac-Man Part 2? Yeah, eat hamburger.
Big hamburger.
Boom.
But the
We'll serve
hamburger's
big hamburger.
eating you. So that's who I chose. Who did you choose, Tyler?
I chose Days of Thunder.
Yeah, man. I almost went there too.
Just because it feels close up and hot.
You could play this game
Speaking
easily.
Australian, it's Nicole Kidman, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, perfect.
You could easily play this game on a diner table with sweet and low and salt sugar packets.
Well, we've named some good things and bad things, but we'll round out that list.
I think I covered most of mine. Again, I was looking at this one through the lens of having just played the Kawasaki challenges.
Same.
So this felt like a legitimate racing game with various tracks, options, automatic manual, different bikes, different upgrades, things that you can do to make it feel like a real racing experience. I felt that the game was easy to understand. You pick it up and play. Especially if you're into the genre, it should immediately click with whoever. The addition of the mini maps.
Yeah.
That we did not have this before.
Right.
I distinctly remember saying that I was
Needed
missing it.
Yeah.
And then
And Kawasaki, you mean, yeah.
one of the other things that I found, aside from the fact that the second game was superior to the first in a lot of ways, I thought it was neat in GP1 Part 2. You could actually change the names of your opponents. Like you could go in and change the names of the racers to whoever you want. I didn't go through it, but I could see easily someone spending a lot of time.
These are the kids I hate in school.
Making a list of people I want to fucking slaughter in the racing.
Girl I like likes this guy, so I'm going to make him and I'm going to beat him.
They're
Or
better
you
at
could-
me in the video game too. It would be my
Me
experience.
too. Or you could name them after, sexual terms, anything you want.
Yeah,
So it's a little level of customization there that you don't see a lot.
That is true.
So I thought that was a neat addition.
Yeah.
And that's my list of good things.
I like the cutscenes in part 2. That surprised me because it's like that. Not only surprised me, it was one of those things where it's like, shit, man. Someone could have made a true like racing RPG because like they're like in between races and stuff. There'll be these cutscenes where like one of the other racers will come up to you and like and it's animated. Not well, it's a couple frames,
Right.
but I mean it's animated well enough for a Super Nintendo in 1994. And like they'll like challenge you to a race, and it's like I could really see like if that were pushed, that could be really cool where it's like you're forming these rivalries and there's like a narrative to it. Like that could be really cool.
Right.
And the racing's much easier, or you could do it where it's like the racing's as hard as you want it to be, where you
Yeah.
have like, and you could change difficulty in these
You
games.
can change the
I played on
difficulty.
easy and it was still fucking
Very
soul
fucking
crushingly hard on part
Yes.
2. I can't stress enough how difficult I felt like part 2 was, because it was like without having those indicators and just relying on the mini map in memory for courses that I'm fucking refuse to memorize. Yeah, man, it's hard.
Yes, it is.
That's on my list of bad things, not good things. I thought the music was good. Like not just the addition of the music.
Yeah.
I thought the music itself was
it was pretty groovy.
Was nice. I liked it.
It was no hook,
It sure as fuck
Few
was
things
not
are.
hook. Yeah,
but it was good music.
I feel like
Tyler?
the backgrounds all look pretty samey. I felt like I was racing at the same theme park every time. Ferris wheels and green and just
For sure.
yeah.
sort of, which I guess that's not super important. You're not really looking at that.
Sure.
But I just feel
I
like
think it
at
should.
least make it like a little different. Like,
If they ever did these races at night, that would be neat. If they had like nighttime.
That would be cool. That makes my butthole pucker just thinking about like how hard it
know.
is during the day already. Like,
Well, hell, as much control as I had, fuck it.
yeah.
I'll just drive it blind.
so where did it lose you or where did it win you?
I mean, again, right off the bat, it won me over just because of the difference from the Kawasaki games. So I was immediately impressed with the fact that this had the things that I was expecting the other one to have. And then for the second one to even improve upon that, I was hooked immediately in that way. But the more I played, the less I really cared. I'm like you, Tyler. I got a little bored with it. Now, I didn't play as much as I probably could have, but I do tend to tire of that kind of thing fairly easily when it's kind of repetitive. You know, if you get into something like a Mario Kart or a Donkey Kong Junior Racing or whatever, you know, Diddy Kong Racing, I should say, you know, when there's other things to do, other things to experience, and it's in 3D, you know, those don't bore me, but this kind of stuff just does.
If it's
like Cruising USA.
yeah.
You know, it's fine for a while.
Right.
But then you just get sick of it.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but for me, it's because I don't want to take the time. I'm not enjoying it enough that I want to take the time to get better at it.
For sure.
It's like the opposite of Cuphead for me, where it's like, man, this is challenging, and I enjoy this challenge because I'm enjoying. It's fun. It's engaging.
It's beautiful. It's unique. It's engaging. It's challenging. It's all the things that make a game good and make you want to stick with it.
Right.
Again, if I were a huge fan of the genre, I might feel differently.
Maybe.
But I'm not getting transported to this world of GP racing.
Right.
It's just a fucking game.
Right.
It's just a video game.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care enough to want to keep playing.
Yeah. Girl, same.
Right.
Yeah.
It lost me on both games when I'm trying to qualify. I finish one lap. I look up. It's like, fuck, I got to do 2 more of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, no, I can't. It's not. I just do not enjoy this stuff like this so thoroughly. Even the thought of 3 laps to qualify was just like, I'm tired.
It kind of I got on board. The first game, I loved starting it up because like you could tell that there was like a level of them giving a shit and caring about it. Cause like the intro is like,
Definitely.
damn, this is kind of awesome. I was like, is this going to be an awesome game? Because like the music is good and like the graphics look really good.
All the options.
And then they show you all the different bikes, and it's like not like Kawasaki fucking Superbike Challenge where it's like, you know, PNGs of, you know, the Caribbean and shit. Where
Right.
it's like,
Here's a
Oh my
fact about a
God, I
beach.
know.
right. Yeah. It's like, okay, all right, sweet. This is like exciting. And I do really think
Napoleon
they
exiled someone here.
I do really think they do a good job of like presenting it in an exciting fashion. But I do agree with you guys. It gets. I'm coming around on earlier. I was like, I don't know if it was boring. It does get tedious, and it gets tedious for me, especially when it's like, I'm gonna be in 16th place, and there's nothing that I can do to not be not 16th place. And at that point, it's just like going through the motions to finish. To do the requisite laps, to finish the course, to go to the next course
Exactly.
where I will get 16th place.
See, I just need like one more thing for me to like a game like this. Road Rash. I need to be able to hit people who are coming up on me.
Sure.
Okay, then I'm going to play it. I like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I need someone chasing me, trying to wreck me into the wall.
Like a secondary objective kind of thing.
Give me Wipeout. I like Wipeout. Give me a weapon to blast the car in front of me.
Or
Mario
do you like
Kart.
tricks and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, even.
Give me something that's not just going in a weird circle.
Sure. Yeah, I get that.
God, those Need for Speed games where you got the special
I like
crashes
that.
and shit.
They're few and far between. Yeah.
Yes.
God, I played which one was that? It's not Hot Pursuit
I think
that
it was 2, wasn't it? It was the one, wasn't it the one before Hot Pursuit?
I can't remember.
Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. Hot Pursuit was my fucking jam.
My
man.
brother and I played the
love
shit out of
fucking
that.
Hot
I think it
Pursuit.
Going to the country roads where the cops are like,
Yes.
pull over.
Yes, dude.
And they're Dukes of Hazzard. Cop
Yeah,
cars.
man, that game fucking ruled.
it was Paradise City,
Oh, okay.
I think, but they had takedowns, and you could you get points for better crashes and knocking people off of cliffs and shit, and that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm
Give me
all
something
in.
else. Yeah, I don't want a straight simulation.
I
Give
turn
me-
into something else entirely when I'm playing that game. Like, fuck, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. Ah! Very good.
So buy, rent, birthday.
If you're a fan of the genre, I think it's a buy. For me personally,
If you're a big fan,
it would have been a rent, if even that. I mean,
yeah. For me, nothing. Possibly a rent for the second one for the battle mode,
yeah.
and that other than that, none of the above.
To be honest, I wouldn't have given this a second look.
Nah.
It's just not my thing.
Nah, I wouldn't have either. I would have seen it on the shelf and been like, I know exactly what that is, and I am 10 and I don't want to fuck with that.
But somebody out there feels the opposite. They're into
Sure.
it. They love it. They're going to have fond memories of how they played this for hours.
Sure.
And I
Of course.
completely understand why.
Sure. And yeah, I think these games have merit. It's
But
just
they also have
it's niche.
demographics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
I think it's niche.
Yep.
Even inside the racing genre.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are pretty broad Mario Kart, which was brought up earlier. That is a broad
that's
racing
something
game.
everyone can
that's
love.
That's and it's designed that way.
Yes,
know
exactly.
And that game that was developed, it was going to be a motorcycle racing game, and then they went to karts. And I saw a great video on it. This has been a while back, but I think the reason they did that was because the speed. I think it was a speed issue because like the karts in Mario Kart, they're karts. They go slowly so that you can have a chance to read the course, because you can read a course in Mario Kart.
And
you cannot read a course. You cannot read
this.
a course in this game, and either of these games.
Well, and then Mario
The
Kart
GP.
really, truly introduced, I should say, that drift mechanic.
Right.
That makes it a completely different game for the right reasons.
Sure,
Right.
and the
So,
power ups.
and
I
the
mean,
power
like,
ups
that
and-
kind of stuff is like that's a wild card element. That's
Yep.
just kind of
So that's
fun.
what makes it different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
they're
gotta have one
fantastic
more.
games.
Dave, what about you? Byron birthday.
None of them.
None?
Yeah, none. And it's like I said, it's not because I think it's a bad game. I think these are both pretty good games. They're not for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass on.
We should add pass. We should add pass
Pass.
it by.
Yeah.
As one of the choices. Buy
Yeah.
rent birthday or pass it by. If I'd have gotten excuse me, I just got choked up. If I'd have gotten this for my birthday, I'd have been grateful for the gift, but not happy.
I think I would have been like, "Do you know me?"
I will take the spanking.
This still
Fuck
has
this.
this still has the plastic on it. Toys R Us will take it back. I can trade it for a game I want. You will play that game and you will thank you're going to write her a thank you note right now.
I'll write her the note. We can
I'll
lie
write the
about
note.
it.
She won't know.
It's not like she's gonna come over and play it with me. She'll never fucking know.
That'd be the worst, wouldn't it? Let's play that motorcycle game that I got you.
I bought one for my Super Nintendo, and I've gotten really good. I bet you're even better.
You brought me Super Metroid, I thought, right? Super Metroid's right here.
The motorcycle
came
turns into a
over-
girl.
One of my friends came over and stole it.
They were so jealous of that awesome gift.
I lost it in a game of Pog.
You guys got any achievements?
I have a few.
What you got?
My first achievement is hopeless. No, I don't think so.
Yes, damn it.
And to get hopeless, I don't think so. Come in 14th place, which is not last place. I got that one.
Let's take a moment and explain Hopeless. We have to explain Hopeless.
Yeah.
This is so goddamn fucking weird, and I love it because of that. At the end of the race in GP-1, you finish the race, and then you're greeted by a screen that has like a big giant blue motorcycle in the background, and then there's a blue box with a screen on it, like a big television screen. And on top of that screen, perched are these 2 women in swimsuits.
Yes.
And a message pops up on that TV screen depending on how well you've done. And I also saw a lot of hopeless.
Just says hopeless. Then they're smiling and just congratulations, you suck.
Sometimes they do say things like nice riding, according to videos I saw on YouTube.
Right.
But for me, hopeless. I think one time it said nice try.
You'll never get this. You'll never get this.
At least you're getting to look at our bikini models. My second achievement is like riding a bike. And to get like riding a bike, you look up from your game to watch Law and Order SVU for 2 seconds and crash your bike into the pylon and just crash, slide. I did that.
Sounds like a personal achievement.
I got that one too.
Yeah.
And then last achievement of mine is the names have been changed to protect the innocent. And to get the names have been changed to protect the innocent, you change all the racers' names in GP2, or GP1 Part 2 to 70s porn star names.
Okay.
Like John Doe, Ron Jeremy, and so on. That's all I got. What you got, Dave?
I've got a couple. I've got swipe left. In order to unlock swipe left, get the hopeless message after a race in GP1.
First.
Next achievement I have is revolutionaries per minute. In order to unlock revolutionaries per minute, lap Castro in GP1.
That's a good one. I like that.
They also had a Lennon in GP1, but it was spelled like John Lennon. So I was like, damn it, man, if only they had...
Oh.
What happens when your motorcycle quits? Well, that's Stalin. So there you go.
Hey.
Is that it? Are we in your achievements now? And my last achievement is expulsion. In order to unlock expulsion, upgrade your suspension to the maximum level.
I would have liked to have gotten to the point where I could get a better suspension to see if I could curve better.
That's what I did. That was my first choice. And it
Yeah.
was immediately like, oh yeah, okay, I can feel this. This is good.
When you crash your motorcycle, you Trotsky back over onto it. I had 3. The first one being fuck you. That is when you fail to qualify to even race in the first place. I got that one. Second one, no, fuck you. It's when you fail to qualify on part 2 and don't actually get to do a race. I got that one. And then the last one being eat a dick. And you eat a dick when you get on that really fast straightaway on the first race of part 2 and you're having fun and you got that awful turn that,
That
you wipe the
hairpin.
fuck out and
It's
it's not fun
just-
anymore.
It is an almost 180 degree turn. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yep, me too. And the instruction manual, I feel like is helpful because, like, if you're not familiar with racing, they do give you like, hey, do you not know how to race? here's some tips. And it's like they show you these little diagrams and they're like, brake here, accelerate here. Like they show you where to brake on the turn and where
Kind
to
of like
accelerate.
at the go-kart place in Louisville. Yeah.
However, it goes so fast that it's just like, I mean, I couldn't execute the turns correctly. I could get through the turn, but it's like the computer opponents they're fucking perfect, man.
Oh, the AI
They're
was
doing
flawless.
tool assisted speed runs the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to see what price charting and Flopsy have to say.
How much do you think you guys would pay or would have to pay if you wanted to buy GP-1 used on the Super Nintendo?
$14.
$14. $18. Actual price of GP-1 for the Super Nintendo loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is $13.01.
There you go, Ian.
Right. Almost right there. Only 99 cents over.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about GP-1 Part 2?
That's what I kept wanting to say. Pardue.
$12.
$12.
That's more. I'm going to say $25.
$25. Actual price of GP-1 Part 2 for the Super Nintendo loose, on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is $15.13.
I am the smartest man alive.
Just $2.12
both this time.
$2.12 more than the original. So based on that knowledge, I don't know the answers to these questions either, so I get to play Flopsy. What do you think Flopsy has to say? We'll do GP-1. What do you think? How many stars does Flopsy give it? How common is this game?
I will say GP-1, I will say Flopsy gives it 3 stars and that it is common.
Okay. 3 stars common.
Excuse me. Goodness.
I'll say, I think 3 stars is right.
Man, we're all at 3 stars because that's what I was going to guess too.
But I'll say uncommon.
That's my answer.
I've never seen or heard it.
I think this is 3 stars, uncommon, just because I'm trying to think of like the publishing power Atlas would have had at the time, especially in the West. But I don't necessarily think it's very uncommon. So 3 stars common. I'm with you on that. I'm going to try not to look at GP Part 2 when I open this. According to the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 to 98.
It's good shit.
By Pat Contry. The ether's kicking in.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and a shadowy benefactor. Break the binding on that.
Every time.
GP-1, they gave it 3 stars.
Ding, ding,
boys.
ding, ding, ding,
We're
ding.
all winners. Availability uncommon.
Okay. I wasn't thinking about the publisher and that it was probably more popular in Europe because that's where that sport is more popular. So, yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. GP-1 Part 2. What do you think Flopsy gave it?
I have to assume that they gave it 4 stars.
Going with 4?
Because for me, I would have given it an extra star just for the improvements they made.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe 3.5 is what they gave it, but I'm gonna go for broke and say 4 stars, and I'm gonna go kind of back on you guys' philosophy for this one as well and say uncommon.
Okay. Okay. What do you think, Tyler?
I think 3.5 uncommon.
I'm going to go 3.5 very uncommon. I don't know. It's always tough because it's like I'm just saying very uncommon because of the $2 difference in price. But maybe that would be higher. Maybe Part 2 is more expensive because it's the more desirable game out of the two.
Yeah.
But I'll go 3.5 very uncommon. According to the I got it this time.
I know that you do.
Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998, by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike.
Got it in
and a shadowy
2.
benefactor.
Crack. Just same crack.
Lost my place. It's
Clean
fine.
pages. Clean, fresh pages.
What? GP-1 Part 2. 2.5 stars.
They thought it was worse.
I wonder if it's because of the indicators. It might be. Because those indicators, that's a... All right.
Oh.
Availability, very uncommon.
Wow.
Nice.
So here we go. I want to know. I want to read the
Are
synopsis.
they reviewed by the same people?
They are. KY.
Okay.
Our buddy KY. They say, firstly, I love that they added music to the races. Girl, same. There's a password save. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a good, cool thing.
And I will say that Flopsy also says that GP1 is 2-player simultaneous as well. I didn't know that.
I did see that in the menus as well. I didn't
that.
think to mention it.
My
when you
bad.
said
I
that.
missed it. Sorry about that. Let's see. So what do they not like? Unfortunately, what the developers took out wrecks all the good they did. Yeah, they mentioned the arrows being missing makes it worse, which I agree. Yeah, and that was pretty much it.
Well, then we're at least as qualified as KY to be reviewing this game because they said the same things we said.
Yeah,
I still think it was a better game. I don't think it deserved to lose a half a star based on those things.
I kind of skimmed it. I don't know if they mentioned the collisions, but I mean, like taking those two things out, really does feel like 2 weird steps backwards. No, they do. They do mention you're not able to interact with the other racers. And I agree with that. I think that the good things outweigh the bad things, though. I would still say that Part 2 is
I think it's a worse
better
game
one.
for it.
Yeah. Shit, I might buy GP Part 2. GP1 Part 2, knowing that it's very uncommon and $15. I mean,
It's true.
might as well. Want them all anyway.
Maybe you could get a package deal
That'd be nice.
for both games for one low price.
I might write Atlas an email. Be like, hey, do y'all have any of those in the back?
Got any more of those
do.
GP parts over there?
I'll give you $10 for a copy of each one.
Sold.
New in box.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice. Tyler, I've had a lot of fun talking to you guys about these motorcycle racing video games. But before we close it out, if you were to give these games, do you have individual beards for
Nope.
these games? A beard, what kind of beard would it be?
I'll give it the fuzzy tan beard of a bootleg Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
They sort of have the same spirit, but you know that collision and the speed and everything, shit's not going to be the same. It's going to be janky.
So
It's going to look similar, but it's going to be janky.
So like an Izzy's beard from Izzy's
Yes.
search for the Olympic,
Olympic
quest
ring.
for the Olympic rings. Izzy.
That thing.
That thing.
That Olympic torch thing.
That legally distinct
Anthropomorphic.
Sonic the Hedgehog game. Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be?
Those amazing glasses that Dr. Robotnik is wearing when he runs faster than Sonic at max speed at the end of like Sonic 2 when his hands are in the air and Sonic cannot catch him running on his human feet.
Well, humans are faster than hedgehogs.
That's true. I guess that's true.
I mean, let's not be
That's
ridiculous.
science. You're right.
I mean, Sonic's fast for a hedgehog.
That's all I got.
Cool.
Guess we're pretty good. We're coming up on 2 hours there.
Wrap it.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes. Not for much longer on Stitcher.
Stitcher. Yeah,
Stitcher.
not for much longer on Stitcher. I found some shit out about Stitcher that I didn't know. I listened to a podcast called the Jeff Gerstmann Podcast. It's a video game podcast. It's very good. And he was talking about Stitcher shutting down, and he was talking about some stuff that I had never heard before, where like Stitcher, apparently what they were doing was people would upload their content for Stitcher like we did. You know, we supply the feed, right, for Stitcher to pull the episode from. And what Stitcher was doing was pulling the episode and hosting it themselves. So that means it fucked over the metrics for like everybody, because it's like no one's seeing the downloads from the feed. Stitcher grabbed the file and they were hosting it themselves.
Damn.
Yeah, it's shitty.
That's dirty as hell.
And apparently they were running ads too.
Oh, hell
unless you were
no.
paying for like Stitcher Premium. So it's like, that's some fucking shit.
Well, fuck them.
So yeah, fuck them.
Oh,
I didn't know any of that.
damn.
Otherwise,
Another company to say fuck you.
yeah,
SoundCloud.
throw that in the fucking SoundCloud.
Not
heap.
SoundCloud.
Yeah. So it's fucking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
Yep, there you go.
Find our shit there. Amazon.
We're
fucking
taking a
probably.
stand.
Google Podcasts is probably on there.
We're on, I know I download us on Audible. So
Audible.
there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
We're on Audible?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Big time.
They probably pull from Amazon.
I'm
That's my
sure.
guess.
Yeah. I think Podbean shits it out to everywhere, doesn't it?
Our Podbean, I think, only shits it out.
Oh,
to
that's right. You
Spotify.
told me that.
Yeah, everything else is our host.
Okay.
So, hey, do you want to send us something to try on the show? You send that to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Like some fun hats.
Fun hats?
Send us some fun
I think some
hats.
fun hats. We've never gotten fun hats
That's
before.
true.
Just remember to be careful sending perishables because we never know when we're going to get to stuff, and we've had plenty of
Like
instances.
Zeus's stuff. Do not eat that.
Don't eat the thing that I sent you because I sent it 6 months ago, and it will give you botulism poisoning.
And then, hey, we're taking more calls. Not today, but we have been.
Yeah.
After at some point, I think we should do another all calls and have it all calls the age of terrified Michelle, where it's all 30 of her calls.
Oh, well, that's the next one.
Yes,
'cause
we
I
have
think
we
she's-
have 32 calls of hers to get through.
And then,
But they're to be fair, a lot of them are just short, one shot. So it may not be as all consuming as we think, but that's still if each call was 1 minute, that's 32 minutes of Michelle's calls.
I don't know what was said that made me think of this during this, but I recently rewatched Army of Darkness. Like there was something in there where it was like,
Okay.
I don't know. I thought of like what we could name the episode, like Terrified Michelle's Reign of Darkness or something.
Okay,
And then I
okay.
got there. So anyway,
except thinking
Groovy.
Days of Future
Love that movie.
Past.
Yeah.
And it'd be Apocalypse with Michelle's face killing us, or all the other X-Men that are dead, all the other hosts marked through for dead.
Well, let's say that for-
except for Beloved Adam, the only other one alive.
let's say that for Dave's of Future Past, where I just call a bunch of times.
Oh my God.
And then we play those.
Have you seen Dave the Diver?
I have seen that
that.
it is a video game, and I've heard, I think maybe Sandwich Pope Phil mention it,
Looks pretty good.
but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No, I just saw the ad. I don't even know if it's out yet, but I do want to definitely check that out. But other than that, most importantly, we got that Patreon.
Yes, we do. Tyler, this is the part of the show I'm going to have to start referring to as old business and new business, I think.
But we don't cover new business until next quarter.
Well, today's old business is, as always, going to be our list of executive producers. These are the fine folks that donate $20 or more per month to the show. They just give us money. And if you want to be like them, or like all of our wonderful donors who give every month and help feed our children, you can do so at patreon.com/tadpog or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss.
Taste it.
I want to hire a woman with an attractive voice, like a professional voice actor.
God damn it. I will get
To
behind
say,
this
taste the
expense.
piss. And I want that reverb.
It'll reverb, whispery,
Yeah.
kind of windy.
Yeah.
Could we get Marilu Henner on Cameo to say it?
Booty do?
But we did get her going, taste the piss.
I want this so badly. So that every time we say pisstasters.com, taste the piss. All right. Our executive producers are Usurper Grimm, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Enthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville correspondent Princess Consuelo Banana Hammock Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl. Congratulations on your marriage and your ridiculously long title. Pinball Airplane Archmage Chris Edler. We're sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first time caller Drink Smith, Joey Webster, Dig Dougie, Derek Pope Sandwich, Cody Phillips, and a new donation, new executive producer level donation from Massacre.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We really appreciate it. Thanks as always to you guys, to all of our donors. It's super generous of you to send us money in these trying times. Thanks also, as always, to our very own Mr. Puzzles himself, Backlog Banisher Dane, for putting all of our episodes up on YouTube every week just because he wants to do it. Get in on the conversation with us at bit.ly/TADPOG Discord. We are there all the time. We got a lot of our fans and friends that we'd love to just visit with and talk to all day, every day, hearing about the cool things they're doing and the funny jokes they like to make. And if you would, just spread the word about TADPOG. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your auntie that bought you GP Racing Part 2 to listen to TADPOG so she'll know better.
Yes.
And tell her to get to know you a little better so she doesn't buy you shitty games. But now, Tyler, there is new business this day.
Yeah.
I have an update on the shirts.
New business.
I have an update on the shirts. We got a notification from our good buddy Choctopus to let us know that the shirts should be coming in by the time this episode airs. I think the shirts will have been in, and they said as soon as they're in, they're going to start filling orders, getting them shipped. We still have some shirts available to buy.
Very
if you
limited
missed
quantity.
your chance, a very limited quantity. If you missed your chance to buy one when we were doing the promotion, you can go to bossbattles.gg/TADPOG and pick up one of those.
Very limited quantity, minus one extra large.
Right. Dave got one of the extra
Somebody.
larges for a friend.
A listener, a Patreon donor.
Nice. Great. Excellent.
So obviously my friend.
Yes.
You give me money?
Our
You're my
friendship
friend.
is
You can
for
buy
sale.
it.
Our friendship is for sale. Big thanks again to the entire team at bossbattles.gg for everything they did on this promotion. I cannot wait to get my shirt and start wearing it proudly. And then also one last thing I'd like to mention. I had a guess on the Discord on the 3, 6, and 12 question that I posed.
It's a good guess.
It was an excellent guess by Big Dick Pie Baker. Chris Vaughn made a really, really good attempt, but unfortunately that was not the correct answer. I felt like I should say something about that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I gave him a clue and everyone in the Discord a clue. If you want to know the answer and if you think you are concerned with it at all, I have hidden the answer to the question somewhere out there, and it is not in the show. Like, you don't have to go back and listen to past episodes of the show to find the answer. I've hidden the answer out there somewhere, and if you can find it...
Get to work, Gunters.
If you can find it, that's right. That's right. Hit me up if you find the answer and you're the first one to get back to me.
Dancing.
I will do that. I will send you something from the big toy box. And by now, I think I don't know what the dates were. Paul's pinball tournament, was that coming up before we air this one?
Yeah, it's going on as it started today.
It did.
On our recording date. But
so you missed that possibly, but Paul did a neat. I just want to thank Paul for putting up a little pinball contest. We'll probably talk about the winner next week. Little video pinball contest to see who can post the highest score. The winner wins a $20 gift card from the game platform of your choice, and everyone that enters the contest got entered into a drawing to be randomly picked to win something from my big toy box as well. So hopefully we will have the winners of all that lined out, and if you were the winner, congratulations, and if not, better luck next time.
And that will be over on July 9th, so that'll be before this publishes.
Yeah.
So one more great reason to join the Discord.
Absolutely.
Or you wouldn't have missed this. bit.ly/tadpog Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And, I mean, stuff like this happens.
Exactly. Stuff like this comes up at random all the time on the Discord, and it's fun stuff that people really do enjoy participating in.
Filled it up Punch-Out tournament.
Oh,
I did the Double Dragon thing.
Those things
Paul's doing
really
this pinball
hit.
thing. I
they
mean,
were fun and popular and very well received. And none of this costs you any money, guys. You can come listen, participate in. That's why we say get in on the conversation, because we don't charge anything to be on the Discord. It's just a Discord with a bunch of different chat rooms and different things going on that we would love for you to come and visit. So, and then also not miss out on the opportunity to compete in fun tournaments.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot faster on Discord than it is on the podcast.
Yeah,
because there's like
we're
a
week delayed. Yeah. So, for sure. And of course, we're always there to talk to you, answer any questions you may have. Even if they're personal questions, I'd just prefer you keep those in direct messages if you would. And I do not guarantee you that I will answer them. Okay, I have said enough. That was old and new business covered. I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, Ian, what's our theme song?
It's Moves by Sycamore Drive.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time.
Curveball.
Not to Ian. Moves by whom?
Sycamore Drive.
Sycamore Drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where can a link to that track be found?
TADPOG.com.
Yeah.
In the show notes.
Hey, you guys want to close it out?
As an RPM sound.
It's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time.
Oh, I thought you said a European.
What accent was that?
European.
Transylvania.
They have one accent there. We didn't pick a game.
Oh, you're right. Let's do that
There's
for the
singer.
Are we gonna do True Lies
are we
yet?
recording?
We can do
Yes,
True Lies.
we're
Okay.
recording.
We can do True Lies now.
That's what I was going to ask.
Or
do you want to
wanna pick?
randomize it or do True Lies? I'm cool to do True
True
Lies.
Lies sounds good to me.
Okay.
I mean, that was on the docket.
It was on the docket. I'm
True
just
Lies.
sitting here like,
been
what
two-
could
it's
we
been 2
talk
weeks.
about? Oh, fuck. Is that it? Is that the stinger?
That's a pretty good one, right? It's
Yeah,
funny.
it was hilarious.
That joke we pulled on all the listeners where they thought we weren't going to like.
They
When
thought we
I
were going to
forget
get them
they
so
were gonna-
good. Then we got them so good.
So good. Y'all done got.
There's a good like
you
30...
tasted that piss, didn't you?